Hello everyone, welcome to IELTS Juice. Let's start assessing a report today. So the first chart below shows how energy is used in an average Australian household. The second chart shows the percentage of greenhouse gas emissions which result from this energy use. Here is the chart. Okay, one pie chart and two pie charts. Okay, beautiful. I see no time frames here, which means we are only allowed to use present simple tense. And Australian household energy use, water heating, and heating by itself is the largest one. The smallest one is cooling. There are also other appliances. And then Australian household greenhouse gas emissions, again, heating is not the largest one. Actually, the largest one is water heating. And there are the other appliances, and the smallest one is cooling, 3%. So let's see. Here's the report. A glance at the two pie charts provided reveals a number of clear differences, because a number of is large, it's more than one. It's not just one difference, there's a number of differences between the proportions of an average Australian family energy use in various forms. Again, various form is countable, so we need to pluralize it. Namely, water heating, cooling, lighting, refrigeration, and this is a listing comma. We need the final comma and other appliances. And the percentages of CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. CFC is a type of gas. It is one of the gases that contribute to global warming. We have methane and carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, but CFCs and CFCs. But why are we so specific about CFCs? I don't see anything here. I don't see any mention of any CFC anywhere. For instance, do we use CFC gas in lighting? We used to have CFC in refrigeration, but not anymore. I don't know where this information comes from, guys, and because of this, it's already factually mistaken. This is factual mistake. I am sorry. There is no way I can justify this. IELTS doesn't justify this as well. It doesn't show that you know something more than IELTS. IELTS hates that, actually. This is the visual, and the only thing IELTS wants you to do is to convert this picture into words. So we are not allowed to show off our knowledge beyond what's given here. It may sound very arrogant, but the IELTS rubric is God. That's the bottom line. We are not allowed to add anything to it. This is very important in case of reports. Very, very, very important. This is a clear example here. It is factually mistaken, and the error is called factual mistake. So this already receives a low score. Anyway, that every energy source listed before is responsible for it. Okay, I like this, that we introduce the different topics, the different, I mean, there's a legend and there are different elements. So these elements appear in the two pie charts. And I love that it's written in TWO, very formal. So these are positive points so far. It is evident, I like that, from the information supplied, this is very good grammar, that heating water, it is actually, let me see, it's actually water heating, but that is not factual mistake. Have the two largest proportions with 42 and 30% respectively. That's very good. Now here we need a semicolon. In stark contrast, that's beautiful. That's a very good collocation. However, that's again beautiful. This comma is used correctly. Cooling with merely 2% TWO, please, because it's formal. And lighting with only 4% FOUR, please. Take place for the lowest percentages of energy use or of using energy. Fine. Refrigeration and other appliances have moderate rates in using energy. You see repetitive? So this one could be energy use with 7 SEVEN and 15% respectively. Okay, this is the second time I see respectively. So, I see it more than 2 times. It's already repetitive. This makes, I mean, the range now, especially the range of vocabulary comes a little bit down because we had chances to use other words or even better, other structures to help us improve our grammar scores. So many candidates ask me, okay, I don't want to use it respectively. What other what other words can I use in place of respectively? And my answer is usually like, that's hard. If there is a word for that, finding a synonym that does the exact role is very, very hard. And when you find something, it doesn't necessarily mean that. So changing the structure of the sentence is a lot easier and will give you variety in grammar. It doesn't give you variety in vocabulary, yes, but it will help you create sentences with different organization of words. For instance, you could say, arranged in this order, 5, 7, and 15%. Arranged in this order. I'm just changing the structure. I don't have to always use respectively. With regard, I like that, to producing CO2, there is no mention of CO2. Let me make sure. We have greenhouse gas emissions. It's not limited to CO2. CO is also one. CH4 is another one. Water heating and other appliances release, present simple tense, the highest percentage of greenhouse gas at 32 and 28% again, respectively. You see, guys, now it is becoming mechanical. So every sentence I read, it's like something and something respectively. And why do we have to always come up with 2 numbers at the same time? We can change the whole concept. Just talk about the highest one first. That's the highest one. This is the king. This is the number 1. Now let's move on. In second place, we have other appliances. And by the way, talking about other appliances as an entity is a little weird. And it's not an error, but as an assessor, I start to feel that the whole concept of the visual is not fully grasped, is not fully understood by the candidate, and they look at it as another item. which is not another item, really. Let's be honest. This is other appliances. So once you finish talking about everything else, then maybe uh, it is time to focus on other appliances or other items, or usually others, anything, any leftovers, basically. It is worth nothing. Yes, it's worth nothing. That's it. Thank you, guys. It is worth nothing. So far, it's been all useless information. I'm joking. It is worth noting, or noting, the H is extra, that the former CFC emission breaks my heart every time I read this. Is almost, I love the use of the word former. The latter. Emission is almost the same as household gas of energy. So the former here refers to water heating, and it says that water heating emission is almost the same as household use of energy. Water heating emission, 32% is almost the same. Yes, correct. While the latter produces, we don't need some. This usage of some here to mean to convey the meaning of roughly or approximately is not formal. So we can say latter produces approximately twice as its use for energy. The latter here is other appliances, and yes, you can see other appliances generate 28% of the total gas emissions, while consumes energy only in 15%. That is approximately twice. That's correct. One particularly interesting fact highlighted, this means which is highlighted, by the figures is that that's a very long part to just move on to the other topic. But again, we're showing off our grammar. That's fine. It's a little wordy, but fine. Is that the amount of emissions are more than the amount of emissions is YR. The amount is just one number, and it's we're talking about the amount is more than the proportion of energy use except for heating. So except or apart from heating, the others amount of emissions, the other figures are more than the proportions. Maybe, let's see. So forget heating because this is 42. Okay, the other ones. Yes, 32% is larger than 30, 14% is larger than 7, 28 is larger than 15, 8 is larger than 4, and 3 is larger than 2. That's correct. While CFC release caused by refrigeration, which is caused by refrigeration, lighting, and cooling, are double that, we don't need then, are double that of energy use for heating, is almost 3 times than that. What is almost 3 times than that? Refrigeration, lighting, and cooling combined is twice their energy use. So lighting, cooling, and refrigeration is 7 to 9 plus 4, 13. And then we have 14, 8. That's 22. And 3, 25. So 25 versus 13 is almost twice. Yeah, twice. I mean, 2 times 13 is 26. This one is 25. Yes, that part is correct. For the sentence ends here. Oh, I see. So while CFC release caused by refrigeration, lighting, and cooling are double that of energy use, comma, for heating, comma, we have a missing subject. It is almost 3 times less than that. So for heating, it is almost 3 times less. Yeah, almost 3 times less. It was supposed to be 45, but it is 15. 3 times less. It is a little bit. I understand that, but it is slightly over a third of it. That is more accurate to say here, but it's not very well worded here. Anyway, okay. So the majority of confusion comes from grammar. The organization of words, not words themselves. And we also had, as you can see, inaccurate information in some parts. Because of that, it's 6. Connection between sentences was not always accurate, and it was either faulty, and in some cases, again, I told you, it felt mechanical. And then the case for grammar, as I told you, gives us not the message that we actually wanted to hear. So all in all, yes, this essay is rightfully, no, I'm sorry, this report is rightfully 6. There is a lot room for improvement here, but the bottom line, or the takeaway from this video, from this assessment, should be for all of us that we must avoid factual mistake at all costs. Our job is to look at the picture, whatever, or with a number of different visuals in it, and convert it into words. That's all we need to do. So we are not allowed to speculate, add opinions, or predict future, I don't know, or come up with some reasons or causes. We are not allowed to do any of them. And on that note, remember, your essays, letters, reports are your representatives. Make sure they do their jobs well. And if you wish to see a 7+ sample of the same topic, the link is in the description below. I wish you a lovely day ahead.